kind of an impromptu live stream here. We decided to jump in here just a few minutes ago, say hello, and talk about the Archangels. This is all about the Archangels today. There's so many reasons. Should I just jump in?
Yeah, let me just make sure that we're all in the right place, but go ahead and
let's do that.
Okay, nobody's with us yet. Nobody's joined us yet.
Okay.
One person's here. Let us know if you're here.
Somebody's here.
People are seeing we're on. People are starting to hop on.
Oh, good.
Welcome, everyone.
We're jumping in. Wonderful. I was just like ready to go. We got so excited.
I know. we're a little bit later than I originally said because we got so excited about what we were talking about coming on here to talk about. We really got into it and we're like, oh no, we better go
on. Yes, Archangels are exciting business, you guys. So there's so many reasons that we want to connect with and work with and have relationships with the Archangels. And that's what we're really here to talk about today. Working with the Archangels really helps us as healers, as empaths, and as intuitives. It helps everyone, right? But the path of a healer, those that are very empathic, very intuitive, can be one where we can feel isolated, or we can feel alone. We can feel like no one really understands us. We can feel like we might have the little sort of freak label maybe on us somewhere. And then there's a flip side to that too, or another side of that can also be that for those of us that are called to actually do healing work in the world, we can often feel burdened, like we're carrying that burden of healing on our shoulders. So even when we connect to Creator, connect to Source, and even when we have that awareness that we are working with Source, that we're working with, that we're co-creating something with, the God self of the person that we're working with, even, there can still feel, it can still have a heaviness that can come with it. And when we work consciously with the Archangels, we realize that we don't have to do this work on our own, that we're not alone. This weight can lift just by consciously connecting with and realizing the massive support that's there for us by building these relationships with these beautiful beings consciously. And we also don't feel as alone. Like we feel like we have a support team that we're more in touch with, that we can feel, it's more palpable, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know there's been times in the past where I felt isolated, like nobody in my world other than you understood any of the things that was, were happening for me, or the things that I was seeing. And the way that I used to work, which, was really good at the time, but it did leave me feeling like I had this heavy burden, like the burden of responsibility was on me. And working, opening up to working with archangels and guides and working, which led to working in new ways, completely changed all of that for me.
Yeah. And for me as well, it's fairly new for me. I think Alicia started doing it even before I did. But the benefits are massive, and not just the benefits. There is such an excitement. We were all excited just going over this stuff again. Every time we kind of connect to it and want to share it, we get excited all over again. And that's because in our work that we do, and the connections that we're making just for ourselves on a personal level with these beings, it creates an excitement. It creates an excitement like this all the way to your core, that because you get all these beautiful confirmations. We all have self-doubt that creeps in sometimes, right? We all have this. But when you're working with angels, consciously working with them, another really cool piece that comes in is a whole lot of validation and confirmation. In other words, I'll have an angel show up when I'm doing something. I'm calling, for assistance with my clients' guides or my own guides for healing of the self, or whatever I'm working on. And an angel will show up and I'll say, well, who are you? Who's showing up here for me? And I'm like, and I'll hear a name and I'm like, okay, is that real? Like, you know, and I'm learning to just totally trust it, because then I'll go and look up the angel and I'm like, oh, it's Raphael, is the physical healer. He works with the medical stuff, you know, and I'm like, oh, that's so cool. That's what I'm working on, and that's exactly who I needed, you know? Right? So you get all this beautiful confirmation too that creates an excitement. It's like a soul stirring almost process.
It is. It's excitement, it's confirmation, and it's also relationship. You know, the more we work with these beings, and that starts with learning about them. You know, it starts with really building a relationship, just like you would building a relationship with someone new in your life that you're getting to know. You want to know about them. And the more we know about the people that we are bringing into our lives, or the angels that we're connecting with, or the guides that we're connecting with, the deeper that relationship can really go. And when we have these relationships in our lives, you know, we don't feel alone. We have beings to connect with, no matter where we are, you know, in our day on the planet. And it's just really, it changes your life. It really does.
It does. So we thought we'd just share a couple of stories.
Yes.
A couple of stories. And there's so many, but these ones are more recent or fresh. So fresh on our minds, because they're more recent experiences that we can share. And so, like, the first one we're going to share is kind of a fun.
It's a personal story.
This is a personal story. It is such a good one. And and we can laugh about this stuff too, because sometimes it's funny. So, and besides, we love to find something to laugh about, right?
We do.
So many of you may know that Alicia and I just recently took a trip to Mount Shasta, and we definitely had some pretty exciting spiritual experiences there. But one of the things that, you know, Alicia's been consciously co-creating in her life is bringing in her counterpart, her twin flame, her beloved partner. And what was interesting is, as we approached Mount Shasta, she kind of shut down a little bit, right? Did you want to expand on that a little bit?
Yeah. So now this is going to get a little personal. So I just was feeling the energy of this person before we went to Mount Shasta. Like, I was feeling this excitement, like, ooh, maybe I'll meet this person in Mount Shasta. But what ended up happening, it was like the closer we got and the more it felt real and like, oh, this is actually what I've been thinking about happening, you know. I actually felt myself shut down. And I actually was like, in my mind, kind of thinking, oh, I hope that they're not there. I'm not ready. And I felt myself shutting down.
Yeah, you kind of panicked a little bit, maybe.
I didn't kind of realize the panic was there until afterwards, but it was definitely some unconscious stuff coming up that I was ready to clear and move on from. But that's what happened as we were getting into that energy, is I really started to shut that energy that I was sending out. I pulled it way back in.
Yes.
So, and then along comes Kim.
So we're leaving Mount Shasta, and Alicia's definitely feeling some of that disappointment, yet a little relief at the same time, because of some of what was coming up for her, right? And, you know, we had done some work. We mentioned it in a live stream yesterday, something we'll be working with people in the retreat that we're doing in August, but is activating the beacon that's in your heart to start sending those signals out, you know, really amplified to your beloved, your most aligned partner. Now, Alicia had this already done for her. It was done. It was in place. It was actively working. Right? And then as we were driving away from Shasta, it was like, or actually this was on our way home from San Francisco, right? Because we went to San Francisco next. Right. We're driving home, and we have this long drive. So we tend to do a lot of healing work when we have nothing else to do.
We do a lot of healing work while we're driving.
Yes, we did. Even for clients, which was kind of funny. But so I heard that her beacon, that she'd shut her beacon down, okay? That her beacon was no longer sending these active signals. And so I'm like, okay, well, show me more about that. And I'm tuning in. I'm actually, was I driving? I think I might have even
You were
been.
driving, yeah.
Driving.
So you guys get to see a glimpse of what our actual life is like.
I
The
know.
kind of stuff that we find exciting.
We could have our own reality TV show. I'm not sure how many people will watch it, but it might be amusing to some. So anyhow, I immediately was shown this. It would look like a skin graph. If you've ever seen a skin graph, it's like lighter in color than your real tissues, because the blood supply is not going through there. It's the graph. And what I saw was like basically this graph that was over her heart. And I could see that the beacon was underneath the graph, but it was not lit, right? And I'm like, wow, that's wild. So I just asked to have, Alicia's guides, whoever wanted to come in and help, remove this graph and help with this whole beacon issue, come on in. And, and I immediately saw a beautiful archangel coming in. There was another guide there as well, but speaking of archangels, it was Archangel Shamuel, and which is also appropriate. But I just literally watched as he removed this graph that had been placed over the beacon. And then I watched them both, they touched the button. It was like touching a button, boop, like turning this on, and there was a red light that just began to just signal out. And it was interesting because Alicia also simultaneously saw a button get pushed in her heart as well. Right. So that was cool. But this is what these beings do. And then, Mother Mary comes in and she's like doing some heart healing work on her where the graph had been removed, So, and Alicia felt much better afterwards, right? Did your anxiety, like your fear or anything that was kind of...
Yeah, I was having a lot of old stuff come up. Mm-hmm. And that whole... during that whole drive, a lot of stuff that had been coming up because I shut down my beacon and I went into that fear place for a minute. And then recognizing it, recognizing it and asking for assistance is what allowed it to all be, rather than spiraling down in that place of fear, it allowed it to, everything that had been coming up to go ahead and be lifted and healed. And just, it happened really fast. Like when I saw the button, it was like in an instant, it was like an instantaneous thing that happened. So this is the kind of stuff that happens for us all the time, in every client session that I do, in every group session that I do, I'm always joined by, we're both always joined by, archangels, guides, masters, and getting to know their qualities and the different, even the colors that come with them, it helps us recognize who's there. But another experience that we had while we were in Mount Shasta, we went into the pyramid there. There's a pyramid you can go into and just receive the energy and do whatever you are feeling called to do within that energy. And we did some healing while we were in there. A lot of you guys were able to take part in that. But one of the things that we just spontaneously received, so we consciously called in Shamuel, his twin flame Charity, and several other beings, guides and angels. But we were actually given, while we were inside the pyramid, we were actually given an activation to activate the twin flame pillar. And so, the more of a relationship that we build with these beings, the more, they're going to be giving us things that we can use. And the more that we share what's coming in for us, the more we're going to be receiving from them. And the more we can be aware of what's going on with them, who they are, what their qualities are, the more that we will have an awareness and an understanding of what's actually happening. So, in client sessions, so this morning I was remotely working on a client who was having some pain in their neck. And immediately, I brought her into my healing space, and immediately Archangel Raphael comes in. I usually call in whoever is wanting to work, in that particular space with that particular person and just see who shows up. But, we can also call them in specifically like we did with Shamuel in the pyramid. Immediately Archangel Raphael comes in and starts, I know exactly what he's doing. And it's just being a witness to that healing that's taking place rather than feeling like we have to figure it all out ourselves. And, we have to figure out how to help someone with this. And when we work with these, these beings, we become the co-creator of that healing, and we don't have to do it alone. And that's what's so amazing. And whether you're a healer or not, as a profession or with other people, the same thing applies to anything in our life. So,
Yes.
So it's life changing when we can consciously connect to these beings, and connecting to the.
I was just going to say quickly too, like you and I have both noticed that there's new information or different information that comes through than may have without that conscious calling in of the archangels. They can show us things that we may not have seen on our own that may be really important for our client or ourselves if we're working on ourselves.
Yeah, and different angels or guides will show us different things, different perspectives, so working with, all of them, working, we have available to us, what I was saying earlier, is stadiums of helpers. If you can imagine the biggest concert stadium that exists on the planet, that's just a tiny speck of what we actually have available to us. And they all have a different perspective, and they all have something different and unique and valuable to bring to us.
Many gifts.
So
Many gifts.
Yeah, it's really amazing. And connecting to the archangels, it also not only will help speed up our ascension process. So, where all of us are we're ascending. We're not just waiting to ascend, or it's on the precipice of it. We're in it. And so it will help, speed that up, but also it's going to help navigate that process with less struggle and with more ease and more joy, and allowing our souls to really blossom. It'll help us through releasing traumas that we're holding on to, shedding karmas. It's like taking off a set of clothes and revealing the shiny new clothes underneath when we can release that stuff. And this is the joy that working with the archangels brings. And truly it leads us to the joy of our own souls.
Well put. Well put. Yeah. And whoever's here, say hello too. I see there's some of you on here. I can't see. Maybe you are saying hello and I can't see it. Oh, let's turn down that volume. Oh, there are people saying hello. Awesome.
We can only see 4 comments at a time, it looks like. But
I know. Hi, Courtney. Hi, Graceful. Lyndon, I think, is watching. Gina, hello. Yeah. Gloria, Garing, hello. Nalini, hello. Awesome. So let's just, there's so much to share about these angels. And of course, if you haven't guessed it by now, Alicia and I are offering a 4-week program that's coming up. Some of you are signed up already. We want to really offer this up for any of you. Maybe it's not on your radar yet. Maybe you haven't heard about it yet.
Yeah, we haven't actually talked about it a whole lot.
We haven't. We're so busy that sometimes we don't allow enough time for ourselves to actually do some of the back end work that needs to get done. We just like, oh, here's the stuff. Okay. That's what we want to do. That's what we're so excited to share about, But so we're going to be over 4 weeks time sharing about 12 different angels. And we're going to just give you a tiny bit of taste of excitement for some of these angels that we're going to be working with. But just little tidbits. But in the program, we're going to be going much deeper on each of these angels so that you can have more of that conscious relationship, so that you can feel in your body, more of that connection, in your heart, more of that connection. So, for instance, talking about how these angels show up, like what they can really do for us, their different gifts and abilities that they bring to the table, so to speak. Like Raphael, he comes forward for physical and medical work, like healing the body.
Yeah, and we can call on Shamuel for any type of relationship assistance. And, these angels are also available for all types of other things as well, but this is just like a little taste of different things that we can call on them for.
Yes, he got Alicia's beacon working again.
That's right. Thank you, Shamuel.
And then there's like Metatron, you know, creator of all known light in the universe. Yeah, what did I just say? Like, creator of all known light in the universe. Like, he's like one kind of badass archangel.
Badass archangel.
Yes, and that's not really terminology I use very often, but that's kind of what makes me, I feel that with him.
Yeah.
He's known for his working with the Akash, past life work. He opens up libraries. So many of us he's working with so many Metatrons. So.
Yeah, definitely. And then Azrael, we can call on Azrael in times of transformation, for cycles of life and death. Really, really powerful archangel.
Yep. And we've got Zadkiel, who brings forward dragon energy. Who does not love to work with dragons? Hello. Right. And he assists in the ascension process.
And Jophiel connects us to wisdom and cosmic knowledge.
And Gabriel is pure white source of archangel energy. And he works with unicorns. He really helps raise vibration.
Mm-hmm. And Uriel transmits, he can come in and transmit dense energy either within us as beings or even on the planet, helping transcend difficult situation. And he also brings ancient wisdom and physical strength. And he commands a whole host of angels of peace. So a lot of these angels, you know, they're connected to, they're sort of the leaders of other beings, like Archangel, you know, Michael and the Band of Mercy. So when we're connecting with them, we're also opening up whole hosts of other beings. And these angels and beings, they're always around us. You know, they're there, whether we know them or see them or not. But because of free will, we have to actually ask for or be open to the help and guidance and healing that they offer. So the more connected we are, the more we have a relationship with them, with these archangels and with other, you know, guides and masters and beings, the easier it is to recognize who's coming in to help us. And the more we know them and know their qualities and know what they offer, the more we can know to who to actually call on.
That is correct. So during this 4-week class, let's just give them a little bit of a rundown, and then we're going to pop off. But we just wanted to really share excitement about this work that we're being really compelled to share with others. So during this 4-week class, you will receive powerful attunements to open and strengthen these priceless angelic connections.
Oh, sorry. I'm looking at the comments.
Oh, you're good. I can keep reading.
That's okay. So yeah, so not only are we going to be teaching, right? There's going to be a lot of powerful healing and attuning you to the energies and the vibrations and the virtues and qualities of the angels so that we can tap into that, right?
That is right.
And embodiment processes, basically, to untap and unlock those virtues and qualities. So we've been talking about virtues quite a bit lately. Those of you who have been paying attention to what we've been saying lately, acquiring virtues is really, truly a necessary and vital part of the ascension process. And so that's a big part of what these angels are offering us, is the ability to embody the virtues that they embody. It's pretty exciting.
It is. So many reasons to have this conscious connection with these beautiful beings. So I think we're going to be sharing about the archangels, these 12 different archangels. We can name them all really quickly.
Yeah, because we didn't talk about all of them.
We didn't. We just mentioned a few. So there's Lord Metatron, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Uriel, Ariel, Ezekiel, Azrael, Gabriel, Haniel, Jophiel, Raziel, and Zadkiel.
Yes.
We'll do 3 angels per week over a 4-week time.
Yeah.
That teaching, that sharing, the attunements, to really strengthen those connections. And then the process is to really bring in their virtues and to unlock those, as Alicia was saying, within yourself, within ourselves. And this is going to begin on June 28th. It'll be at 1 p.m. That is Pacific Standard Time. And of course, just like if you're familiar with Alicia and I's work, if you can't attend live, the replays, you receive all that you need through those replays still. Even though we like to have you there live, it's not necessary for you to get what you need. And there's a bonus that we're extending because we've been too quiet about.
We had ended the bonus and the early registration discount, but we decided to go ahead and extend that until Tuesday. So you still, if you sign up by Tuesday, you can save $111, and you can get the bonus of, so we have a group all about Archangels and Ascended Masters. A lot of you guys are in that group. And we've been doing quite a lot of healing live streams in there. And we've had a lot of requests for the people to be able to download these, because we're just leaving them up in the group for 3 to 4 weeks at a time. So you'll actually receive the bonus that you'll get if you sign up by Tuesday is you'll receive both the audio and video recordings of 3 about hour-long live stream healings that we have done around the Archangels. And Chamuel and Charity, we did a really, really powerful whole live stream about Chamuel and Charity and igniting the flame of love in the heart. Those 2 archangels came in and ignited the flame of love in the heart. So that's really, I feel like that process actually opened us up to all of these other things that we've been talking about, where they gave us that twin flame pillar and the beacon. So it's a really powerful live stream, and you get the recordings of those so that you can download them and have them and keep them and listen to them over and over again if you feel called to. So the regular price is $444, but if you sign up by Tuesday, you can get it for $333. And we even have a payment plan. You can split that in 2 payments of $183. So we're going to share that link with you guys in the comments and above the video. It's going to be, really a truly amazing class, and we'll have the time to go really deep with these angels, and we're going to be doing a lot of processes and a lot of healing and activating. So we're really looking forward to it.
Yeah,
if it resonates with you, we really hope you will join us.
Just want to share Gloria's comment really quickly. Thank you, Gloria. She says, "Thank you. I have received more than you will ever understand."
Oh, thank you.
That's
why we do this.
Oh, thank you for that. That was amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, love to you all. We won't keep yabbering at you here anymore. But yeah, if you have any questions that have not been covered, anything else you want to ask, just reach out to us. You can put it in the comments here. We will come back to them. Or you can message us, either one of us, with your question. We're happy to answer. And we really do hope you'll join us for this pretty awesome connecting journey with the Archangels.
Yay. Thank you, everybody.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.